What's up, YouTubers? It's Mike here. Well, today I'd like to discuss some of the things that are happening in this world. Yeah, I'm sitting in my truck. It's raining out here today, so anyways, there's enough room in here for all of us. Anyways, there's a lot going on today. Well, when I say today, I mean, currently. Anyways, a lot of things to think about. It's just been announced that Iran has been caught red-handed trying to assassinate the Iraqi ambassador to the U.S. So this is a huge step towards something major. I can guarantee you that much. I mean, just pay attention to the news. That was breaking today. And to me, I see that as a sign of, or a green light of sorts, to go ahead and move in on Iran, which is going to be something that none of us want to have to deal with. We're talking about a country desperate to use nuclear weapons against us and Israel. Anyhow, it's something to keep an eye on. Meanwhile, we have these protests going on in the U.S. all across, widespread, and it's becoming more and more, it's becoming contagious. It's spreading. Protests are spreading across the U.S. I want to talk about those protests because, well, I think it's a setup. I think that these protests are a setup. Anyhow, as y'all know, for those of y'all who have followed me, you know I haven't spoken any about these protests. Well, that's because I really don't think anything good can come out of a CIA backed movement, because that's what this is. This is a CIA backed movement, and there are others who will agree with me. And but anyways, I had, from the start of these movements, I had my doubts. Just because, I mean, we're all in hard times right now. Economically, this country is falling apart right before our eyes. We're all losing our rights right before our eyes, underneath our noses. I mean, and unfortunately, people just don't care about what it is that's happening. Anyhow, Occupy is a CIA-backed movement, okay? If you don't believe me, I need you to start connecting the dots when I post the information in the video information beneath this video. I'm going to post links and stuff, and these links were provided to me by a good friend. I appreciate it. And it's just eye-openers. Actually, these links were provided by two close friends. I'd like to thank him and her. Anyhow, the CIA is involved in starting revolutions and movements, so-called movements, across the world. When they want something to go their way politically or whatever, if you guys need to know what it is I'm talking about, research economic hitman. Okay, economic hitman. And that's sort of along the same lines of as starting a revolution. I mean, they're trying to change countries here. You know what I mean? Trying to bring them aboard with our agenda. When I say our, I mean the U.S. It's not necessarily my agenda or any of yours, I know. But and then we need to take a closer look at who on YouTube is pushing these so-called movements, because they're set up for trouble. I believe if you guys research the links that are being provided and connect the dots, you'll see exactly what it is that I'm seeing. And we need to question exactly what it is we're looking at. And we need to question the people who are out there putting out this support for this movement. Y'all need to look up the Lexicon report. This is a move by the CIA to push us into some type of riot mode so that they can implement the laws that have been sitting in place for quite some time now. And keep in mind, folks, that, you know, yes, it's a shame that things happen and don't get talked about for a long time afterwards, such as Fukushima, you know. Why ain't nobody talking about it? It's still there. It's still radiating. What's going on? But most importantly, being under a state of national emergency. Obama declared this when the swine flu took place 2 years ago when we had that pandemic. And even though the World Health Organization dropped the pandemic, President Obama never announced that we were no longer under a state of emergency. For those of you who don't realize what kind of powers Congress and the President have in a state of emergency, you need to look it up. It's pretty intense, pretty scary. Bottom line, you have no rights, I have no rights. Anything we own could be taken by the government with no reason, for no reason, and we wouldn't be able to fight it because we would have no rights. They're able to take over utilities, fuel, transportation, whatever. They're allowed to do this under a declaration of a state of emergency. All right, and so keep in mind we are not out of that declaration yet. Obama has not announced that we are no longer under a state of emergency, our country. So all these things are still in place, you know. And now here we are. People are out there supporting a movement that isn't even real. You know what I mean? This isn't real. Look at what they're doing on the news. I mean, look at the media. Look at how they're portraying these people out there, supposedly folks on our side. They're portraying them as drug users, partiers, Woodstock-like almost. That's their intent, and they're all running around with these Anon masks and stuff on. You know, they're painting a picture right now for the American public, which is a picture that does not accurately represent who it is that we are in regards to the real people who want something done in this country, you know, across the world. I feel that the so-called movement, which is what they call it here in the U.S., if it happened anywhere else in the world, it'd be called a riot or an uprising or something of that effect. However, the media has to coin it a nice term so that it's not looked at, you know, intensely, so that people don't focus on it. So they call it a movement. But anyways, I keep sidetracking myself by branching off with things to say. All I can tell you is that this is not for you. This movement is a setup. And once you look at all the facts and all the links that will be provided by me, who are provided to me from other people, if you've got a half-assed lick of intelligence, I know you're going to connect the dots and make the connections. A lot of things are happening around us. And now more than ever, we need to keep our eyes peeled and keep our ears to the ground. You know, I hear more and more of certain affluential YouTubers out there getting their channels nailed and shut down. You know? And believe me, Sheila Aliens, you're not one of them YouTubers, so you actually deserve what you had coming. Anyways, You and your buddies. Just keep in mind, what goes around comes around, folks. And that's why it's always great to treat people with respect and dignity, because it's going to come back around on you how you treat people. Anyhow, getting back to what's going on in the world, this is a setup. I firmly believe this 100%. Right now's the time to really open up your eyes. You know, if we keep going in the direction we're going, which is a very rapid downward spiral, we're not going to have the opportunity to make the right decisions. And when something does happen, we're all going to be forced into making snap decisions. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't like making decisions under pressure. So, you know, I like to have plenty of advance notice and a game plan of what it is that I may or may not do. Wake up, America. Your telephones, the reality shows, the television, the internet. That's all one big way to keep us under control. We're constantly being subjected to frequencies. Frequencies are very powerful. Y'all need to do the research into how they can manipulate our minds and emotions with frequencies. Scientifically proven. You know, study EEG patterns and how we've been able to mimic those. You know, we're constantly being bombarded with harmful and dangerous frequencies. And these people can actually manipulate the weather. They can create earthquakes. They can do a lot of things. They can actually put together something that the human mind has seen by signals from the mind. And they can repaint the picture. Say you watched a show. Well, they can make connections to your mind to another monitor or television set and play back what it was you watched. It's not in crystal clarity, but it's pretty amazing. The technology is unbelievable. And what they know that we don't know is dangerous. And they're using it against us. I encourage all y'all to research the silent sound spread spectrum. Look at the technology they're using to do all this. Research Gwen Towers. You know, research weather modification. Research chemtrails. Research what really happened on 9/11. Research the true agenda on Capitol Hill. Research what the lamestream media is trying to pump into your minds. That's why they call it programming, because they're programming you. Anyhow, there's a lot of people out there talking shit. You know who you are. And if that was something that I felt the need to do, then I would do it constantly. Because I'm not afraid to speak my mind or put the spotlight on somebody. But honestly, it's not what I'm about. I'm not trying to do that. So I guess the best bet for those of you who think that you feel the need to slander me or to make stupid little witty little dumbass ignorant comments about me or who I am, keep that in mind when I come back with a video lashing out about anything negative that you may have to say about me. Keep that in mind. You asked for it. I'm going to step off this time around and keep the peace. Because I really don't like being the center or anywhere near drama. Just keep in mind that when a drama does come, that it was called for. Anyhow, you guys need to stay safe. Peace out. Catch you guys all in the next go around.